Okay, let's get into it. Hi, guys. Welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, you're absolutely welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back to our channel. Guys, as at the time I'm making this video, we are currently at 950 subscribers. Ooh, mind blowing. Like, I don't know how to express my gratitude to 1,000. Well, I know like 50 or not 50, I gained over 150 subscribers, right? In a matter of few weeks. And that's like 1,000 to me. So thank you guys so much for finding my channel worthy to click on the subscribe button and join the family. Thank you so much. And I feel like the subscribers came from the last video I posted. So if you haven't seen that video, please, I'm definitely going to leave it up here so that you can click on it and watch the video. Thank you once again. I really do appreciate you guys and I love you guys. Mwah. So the reason why I'm making this video, I'm currently in the US, in the United States of America. I'm sure you guys can tell based off the previous vlog. I decided to make this video because it's based on public demand. And in this video, I'm going to be addressing majorly like my whole process, how I started my application process, the things that I did, how I got here, and what I'm here for. So I hope this video answers your question. So let's get into it. I think the good part about this whole journey, right, is the fact that I didn't come down to the US alone. I mean, I came with my partner, and please, I'm not married. I'm not married, right? It's just, having to do all this journey alone is kind of like, oh, so it's always good when you have somebody to hold on to support you, to, be there with you. I mean, I have an amazing group of friends, but then again, I have such an amazing partner, right? Just a sweet shout out because he always watches my video. So, babe, thank you. Yeah, let's get right into the video. So the first thing you want to do in this is to start early. And for me, I started my process and my whole journey in January 2023. And in doing that, the first thing I did was to look out for schools that offer a master's program in the course that I wanted to do, which was in film studies and production. So I researched about 32, 35 schools, if I'm not stretching it out, but it was basically 30 was the number. And then I narrowed it down to 8 schools. And then I applied to 3 schools in general, right? I couldn't apply to 30 schools, 8 schools, as far as application fees are concerned, because here in the United States, right, before you apply to the schools, you have to pay application fees. And application fees are not cheap. The least that I paid was $55. So imagine paying $55 or $60 for 8 or 30 schools. That's a lot. So I just limited and restricted my payments to just 3 schools based off what I could afford. The next thing I did was to reach out to the professors in this program in the school, right? And now you're going to be sending them something called a code email. So a code email is basically an email you send to the graduate coordinator or the graduate professors. So over here, they call their lecturers professors, right? But in Nigeria, you call teachers over there lecturers. A graduate professor is one who teaches master students or PhD students. The word graduate is used for students who are in the master's program or in the PhD program, which makes us graduate students. So you're going to hear me use these terms, graduate students, graduate professors a lot. So I just putting that out there so you guys know what I'm talking about. So the graduate professor, you send them an email letting them know that you're interested in the program and you're looking forward to furthering your education in the program. And this is what you want to do. So a code email is just you telling them everything about yourself, your academic strength, your work experience, why you need the program, why you want to study in the school. And also, you can indicate in your code email that you are interested in a graduate assistantship. So, a graduate assistantship, in layman terms, is like scholarship, right? Which means the school can sponsor your education and then you get to do something for them in return, which is called a service assignment. So if the school is sponsoring you and paying for your education, you're going to be working for the school, and that comes in form of a graduate assistantship, which is like you can be a teaching assistant or you can be a research assistant. In searching for schools, while you're sending out your code emails to these professors, make sure that the schools that you are looking to go to are in locations that you can afford. Once you're admitted to the schools, right, You want to look out for schools that are in a favorable location. You want to look out for schools that would be very accommodative to you in terms of house rent. You don't want to go to a place where you're paying $1,000 or way too much for house rent. You want it to be in a location where you can be able to manage the bills and expenses when they come in while you're schooling. So you want to look out for public schools. Here, public schools are much more affordable than the private schools. So you want to look out for public schools. Limit your research to public schools, except you have the funds to take you to the most, expensive private school here in the US. Be my guest, explore and do you. You also want to put into consideration the documents that you'll be needing for your application moving forward. You would need your transcripts, your academic transcripts from your undergraduate school. You would need your CV. You would need your statement of purpose. You would also need like letters of recommendation from maybe your lecturers back in school or from your employers at your workplace. Putting this out, the letters of recommendation are very important. They can make or mar your application. So please look out for people who can say very good things about you, your work ethic, your contribution to the field in whatever field that you're in. So look out for people that will give you the best of the best in terms of your letters of recommendation. And you also want to make sure you put your best foot forward in writing your statement of purpose. When you're looking for a school to apply to, make sure you're looking out for schools that are offering your program. And it's always best that you apply to a program that you are absolutely convinced and you know in your heart of hearts that once you're done with this degree, you'll be able to attain something with it. Don't come here doing a program that at the end of the day you would not be able to achieve anything with it. It does nobody any harm, but it does you more harm. So I don't know if that makes sense. So please look out for schools that offer a program that you know that okay, when you're done, you're going to use that program or the degree to add something of immense value to your life. So a little background story. I started my own application process in August. I started sending out cold emails on the 24th of August 2023 to the professors in the schools that I wanted to apply to. And then I started my application proper on the 7th of November 2023 to the school I'm currently in. And then I submitted my application on the 31st of January 2024. Yeah, I got my offer of admission from the department in the school I'm currently in on the 11th of March 2024. Honestly, the reason why my offer came in so late in March was I was battling with the school, like back and forth on my transcript. I mean, I had submitted my whole application and everything was good, only for me to get an email from the school that I have not submitted a transcript that shows that I have gone to a school that would be acknowledged or is accredited in the United States of America educational system. And I'm like, wait, hold up, what do you guys mean? I mean, I went to school, did my whole 4 years bachelor's degree in a particular school. Are you guys telling me that I did not go to school for this? Like, it was crazy when I saw that email. But then again, it was just a whole lot of back and forth, reaching out to my school to have them send my transcripts down to the school before everything was finalized. And then the official of it came in on the 18th of April 2024. So I'm just going to put this out there, right? In applying to some of these schools might require that you submit IELT document or you take the IELT exams or you write the TOEFL exams, which is kind of like an English proficiency test exam to be sure that you can speak English language at like the barest minimum level. I don't know if that makes sense. You have to prove to them that you can be able to like take a class or speak English because English here is like their means and medium of communication, right? As compared to certain countries, international countries all over the world that do not entirely speak English. So this could be a requirement for whoever it is that is applying to any school in the United States. Some schools would require that you take this exam. Some schools may not require you take these exams if you're from an English speaking country. So I'm just going to put that out there so that you have that at the back of your mind. It's always best you start your application process early. So if you're planning to go for your master's program in 2026, the best time to start applying is now, as you're seeing this video now. So if you're planning to go for your master's next year or 2 years after, the best time to start planning is now. I always advise you like plan ahead, start early, look for your schools early. That way you have all the information that you need to have to be able to apply to these schools when the time is right. And then you've like sent cold emails to the your professors, where in that case you're building like a relationship, and they are aware that, oh, they have a particular student that is interested in their program, and this is what the student is looking out for, and it's like your top priority on their list, right? So keep that in mind when you're applying. So once the school gives you an admission, you've gotten to that stage where they send you an email, congratulations, you have been awarded an offer of admission to so so and so school with so 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 and so thing, that good stuff, that very sweet email that all of us have been waiting for. So once the school sends you that email, the next thing you ought to do is to apply for your I-20. I-20 is a document that has been given to you by a government approved school in the United States of America, that you've been offered an admission for a program, right? And as such, that document shows that, oh, you've proven that you can be able to support yourself and finance yourself here in the United States of America. So for you to apply for your I-20, basically what you'll be needing to apply for your I-20 is your international passport and your sponsor's account, what's that thing called? Bank statement. Exactly. That was the word I was looking for. I would advise, before you begin all of this process, right? The most important document that you need is your international passports, because the minute the school gives you an admission, every other process from there onwards requires that you provide your international passports for this, and that. Even down to your visa process, you would need your international passport. That's like the first document you need. So if you don't have your passport, your international passport now, I advise you work on it and get that. So once the school notifies you that, oh, you're qualified to apply for your I-20, you send them your international passport and you send them your account, your sponsor's account statement, to notify them that, oh, you have been able to save this money and is going to help you to finance whatever expenses you would have. So different schools have like different application timeline or time frame for their I-20. So some schools, it might take a week for them to process your I-20 and send it down to you. Some schools, it might take 2 weeks. Some schools, it will take 2 days. Some schools, it will take 3 days. Mine took about 3 days. So when I applied and I got my I-20 documents in like 2 days, 3 days, thereabouts. I'm going to leave an image of what an I-20 document looks on the screen, so you have an idea of what I'm talking about. So without this document, right, you cannot be able to apply for your visa. You cannot be able to also come to United States. That document just shows that you've been admitted fully to the school, and you've proven that you're a bona fide student, you're a strong candidate or a strong student that has been admitted to the school to come for their studies, whatever program, be it master's or PhD. The next thing that will be done is for you to pay for your service fee, right? The service fee is also known as the I-901 fee. So the service ID fee that you will pay is about $350. It still remains that, like, I think it's been like that for the past 2-3 years, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, that was what I paid for my service fee, which was $350. So the service ID just indicates that you've been admitted to that school and you have an ID number that is particular to you and the school that you're going to. So it's an I-20 that has your service. So you're paying for that document that has all the information about you and about the program that you're going for, when it's going to start, when it's going to end, how much the program is going to cost you during your duration of stay. So for you to pay for your service ID, right, you have to go to a website to pay for this service ID. Like I said, it costs about $350. So you have to pay for it on the website. So when you go on the website, there are like two options: pay for service, or check I know one status. So what you want to do in that case, you want to pay for the I-901 fee, not check the status. So when you pay, literally you have, in my own case, I don't think it's possible to pay for this fee in Nigeria. I can't speak for other countries. I couldn't pay for this fee in Nigeria. So what you want to do is get somebody that is already living in the United States that can help you pay for this fee. And in my own case, I got a friend who assisted me with paying for this fee. And in doing that, the person, you just have to send the money down to the person, the $350, send it down to the person. So the person goes to Western Union in the United States, at Walmart or any store where the Western Union is located at, and pay that fee for you. So once the person pays it, the person will then send you the receipt indicating that he or she has paid for it. So what you now do as an applicant in that case is to go on their website, go to the section or the prompt that says check I-901 status. So when you click on that, input your service ID number, which is the number that starts with the N00 numbers that follow after, and then your name, I think your date of birth, and every other information that the site would ask you to provide for you to be able to check. So once you've confirmed that your fee has been paid, print out the receipt that comes with it, right? Please take this information, very important. Like print out every receipt at every stage. Your I-901 receipt, print it out. Whatever email that they've sent to you in your email indicating that, oh, you've paid for this thing, print every document at every stage out. It's very important because when you go for your visa interview, you would present this document, right? So you do not want to miss out on any of these documents. So the next thing after paying your service fee would be to pay for the visa fee. The visa fee cost about I really can't say, to be honest, right? Because in my time, I paid 259,000 naira for the visa fee. I mean, in 2022 or 2021, some people paid 75,000, some people paid 70,000, right? In 2023, I paid 259,000. In that same 2023, some people paid 277,000, and that's because of the fluctuation of dollar and naira. So visa fee is approximately $185. That's what you pay for the visa. So in naira, I'm not sure how much that is now in conversion, but I think it should be about 300 or 400 and something thousand naira. But in my own time, I paid about 259,000 naira, and that was when dollar was at 1514 per dollar. So to pay for the visa fee, you can pay through the bank, like walk into the bank and pay for the visa fee, or you can pay through the bank app. So for you to be able to pay for this, you literally have to pay on the GT Bank app. Either you pay on their bank app or you walk into the bank. That's the only bank that you are able to pay for the visa fee. You can't do that at any other bank. So if you don't have an account with GT Bank, no worries. You don't need to create an account just for that. You can get someone that has an account with GT Bank and have them do the transaction for you. All you just need to do is send them the money and then they pay and then have the receipt sent to you. Remember, for every stage that you do, there has to be a receipt. So when you're paying, you're literally filling out the passport number on your international passport. You're going to put your name, you're going to put your date of birth, just to be sure I'm not missing out any information. When you get someone to pay your visa fee for you at the GT Bank, right? If you don't want to walk into the bank and you want somebody to pay for you with their bank app, make sure that they are indicating your name. You also send them your international passport number, and then you also indicate your date of birth and any other important information so that they can be able to pay on the app. And then once they pay on the app, they are going to send the person. I just want to be sure that I'm not mixing or missing my words, right? So the email that is fixed on there is where you will get the confirmation that you've paid for your visa fee. So that receipt that is sent to you in your email, you have to download it, print it out, again, keep it with your documents. For every stage, you have to keep every document. Don't misplace any document because this is very important. And don't make any mistake because one single mistake in this process can take you all the way back to square one. The reason why is because this is the pre-visa stage we're in, right? I mean, you've gotten admission from the school, you've applied for your I-20, now you're entering the pre-visa stage. So any mistake from here, even as small as your date of birth or your name not matching your documents, could send you back to square one. So look out for every important details, please. If at this point you have to be crucial and be very attentive to your documents, I would advise pay close attention to them. So once you've paid your visa fee, the next thing you want to do is fill the DS-160 form. So the DS-160 form is basically a document that has all your information that will be used during the interview to ask you questions, just so that the consular officer, which is the person that's going to be interviewing you, can have like basic information about you. So the DS-160 form is basically asking your name, your date of birth, where you live, what you do, the school you've been admitted to, if your educational background, your professional background, your family, and all those things, that all those informations that will be very essential in your visa process, right? So for filling this form on the website, you have to be very, very particular about it because it's a sensitive information you're filling on the website. And you want to be sure not to make any mistake. Like I said, guys, one single mistake from this phase is sending you back to square one. So please make sure every T is, every I is dotted, every T is crossed. I don't know how that thing is said, but just look out and make sure that every information you're putting on that website is clean and clear, right? You also want to have your documents with you, like your international passport, the documents from the school, your I-20, all those important documents, even your admission letter that the school sends to you in your email. You want to print that out and hold all these documents when you're filling the form on the website because it's going to ask you information like your passport number, your date of birth, the name of your school, your service ID number. So you are going to need all this information close by with you when you're filling it on the website. So you don't miss out and you don't miss anything, like you don't miss a letter. So the DS-160 form is a very important document that plays a crucial role in your visa interview process. So you want to be very particular about the information that you put on there. So have your documents with you when you're filling these things. So after you're done filling the DS-160 form, the next thing you want to do is create an appointment for your interview. In my time, we use the ustraveldocs.com website to create an account and then book your appointment. I hear that now the process has changed. I don't think they use the website I just mentioned. I think they've changed it, but I think it still follows the same procedure, right? You have to create an account to book an appointment. But I'm just saying the website I mentioned now, I don't think that's accessible anymore if you're looking to create an appointment. I will look for the website that is being used now and leave it in the description box. So you can check that out in the description box. Basically, in creating your account, you also need these documents beside you, but most importantly, your I-20 and your international passport. The website is going to ask you for your service ID, your passport number, your date of birth, your name, and all of those important information. So once everything has been clarified, then it now sends you an email letting you know that you have submitted a request so that you can be able to book an appointment. You're not going to receive that request immediately. It could take a while, it could take a day, it could take 2 days, it could take a week, take 3 weeks. Everybody's experience is different. If I'm being honest, this journey is a matter of journey is different from my journey. So what somebody might get the next day, you as a person might get it a week or 2 weeks after. I'm just putting that out like disclaimer. In my own case, when I submitted the request, I submitted my request to schedule an appointment for my visa interview on the 2nd of May, and then I got my confirmation and approval to schedule an appointment on the 7th of May. So then again, it varies. Some people they submit that day, some people they get the approval that day, or you can go ahead and book your appointment. It wasn't the case for me. My own case was like, I think a few days after, that was when I got the confirmation email that I can go ahead, schedule an appointment for my interview. So once you're done with this, the next thing you want to do, they will send it to your email that you've been able to schedule an appointment. Please print out that document that says you've been able to schedule an appointment. That document has your appointment details, such as your name, your passport number, your time for the appointment, the venue for the appointment, and all of those good stuff before you submit your request. So they would ask you where you intend to go for your visa interview because they have 2 posts, right? 2 embassies. Not 2 embassies. We have 1 embassy and then we have the US consulars. I don't know if I'm getting it right, but there are 2 locations where you can have your visa interview, one in Abuja and the other in Lagos. When you're filling that DS-160 form, before you start, they would ask you where you would like to submit your DS-160 form. So if you submit your DS-160 form in Abuja, make sure that when you're filling your appointment to schedule for an interview, you're also submitting it for Abuja. You can't say you're in Lagos, submit your DS-160 form in Lagos and say you're going to Abuja for the interview. Please don't make that mistake. So whatever location you pick that you'll be submitting that DS-160 form, that's the same location you will pick on the website where you go to submit the approval for a request to book an appointment. Once you've done that and they've sent you an information in your email that, oh yes, congratulations, you have been able to book an appointment to come down for your interview, please don't forget to print out that page because you also need that page when you get to the embassy for your interview. As a matter of fact, the minute you're entering the embassy, like the first line, that's the first document they're asking of you. They're asking you for your international passport. They're asking you for the document that shows that you've been able to schedule an appointment with them. Your I-20 that has your service ID in it. Those 3 documents, they are very important. So immediately you're entering or getting to the embassy, that's the first thing they would ask of you. So please print out every document at every stage. Do not forget any document. So when you submit your DX160 form, I forgot to mention this, there will be a pop-up that shows that, oh, you've submitted the form, and it could ask you to print out the confirmation page that you've submitted the form and also email the confirmation page to your email, just so that you have a receipt, because you need that confirmation page to show them at the embassy that you have been able to submit your DX160 form. So for every stage that you submit a document, in short, print out every receipt, print out every document. I know why I'm stretching on this, because it's very important. I wrote the documents down. Give me a second so I can tell you guys. I'm just going to read from my laptop the documents that you need for the interview. It's your international passport, then your I-20 form that shows that you have been admitted by a school and you have paid for your service ID. Most importantly, please pay for that service ID, which is $350 before your interview. Don't go and pay it a day to your interview. Pay a week at best, or 2 weeks at best, before your interview. That way it saves you any drama, and that way they are able to confirm from their end and the embassy that you have been able to pay for the service ID. You also need your admission letter with you, your funding or graduate assistantship letter. Like if the department or the school has offered you graduate assistantship, you also need to have that document with you. So you also want to have like your proof of fund. For instance, if your family is sponsoring you, so you want to have the bank statement with you where you're going for your interview. You also want to have your DS160 confirmation page, like I mentioned. You want to have the service fee receipt. Guys, remember the I-901 fee receipt I told you about. And your interview appointment letter, you want to have that with you. You also need to have like maybe minor documents with you, like your certificate of birth, your state of origin, your undergraduate certificate, and maybe your academic transcript. 2 passport photograph as well, because before you submitted your DS160, they will ask you to upload a passport, the American sized passport. So I would advise you go to a studio to have that taken, look professional for your application. So for the interview process, there are basically questions that would help you prep for this. Just to put this out there, the interview process is speaking to an American citizen, a consular officer who is going to be asking you these questions. And most of the questions are tied around why you're coming down to the United States. So this interview is in person. It's not online. Neither is it in written form. You're going face to face the way I'm speaking to you guys. Yeah, you're going face to face with a consular officer to answer these questions. The basic questions they will be asking you is, why are you going to the US? What are you going there to do? What program are you going for? So it's just like you're having a conversation with somebody and they are interested to know what you're going there to do. But then again, you want to give them the answers that they are looking for. You want to answer their questions based off what they answer. You want to give them short, simple, and concise answer, because truthfully, you have 1 minute for your interview. In my own case, it was, I think I lost track of time, right? But it was basically a minute for that interview. It's like tap, 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 tap. They ask you, you're ready to answer, tap, tap. So you want to be able to prove to them that, okay, this is why you're going there and this is what you're going there to do. So you don't want to create a room of doubt. You want to let them know that this is what you're going there to do. So the questions that they would generally ask is, okay, what school are you going to? Why this school? Why did you choose the school? How many years is your program? Where will you be staying when you get to the United States? And they're also concerned you can't be able to sustain yourself and foot yourself or foot your bills when you get there. And it's not a case of you being a liability to the school or to the country in general, right? Truthfully, I think you have to prepare yourself for the interview. Basically, you have to study for your interview. It's a really big deal. I'm going to say this because I've walked through the process. So when people come and tell me, oh, it's just this, it's just that, it's just, it's not just, you have to study. Like, you put your best foot forward. Like I would always say, put your best foot forward. Don't just go in there saying, oh, and go there with a mediocre thought that, oh, it's just this. No, you have to give them your best. If you're giving a particular type of funding, which is a graduate assistantship, if it's a teaching assistantship, if it's a research assistantship, know what the school gave you, know what it entails, know what job you'll be doing for the school, know what class or whatever information it is you will be giving the school, or whatever service assignment you've been assigned to. Know it like the back of your palm. They want to know and be sure that you know what you're going there for and you can deliver. You don't know what consular officer you'll be meeting when you get to the embassy or to the consulate for your interview, right? Everybody has a different background. My story, my journey is different from your story. Imagine there is somebody that has traveled to the United States of America before, like a couple of times, or has traveled out of the country a couple of times, the question they would ask that person is totally different from the question that they will ask you as a first timer. So for someone who has traveled before, they'll be like, "Oh, you've traveled to this place. How was it? What did you go there for? How many days? What was your main purpose of traveling to these places?" As compared to a first timer who is just visiting or going to the country for the first time. So your questions could be tied around why you're going to that place. And your why is the school, the program you're going to study. It could be tied around that. And they're like, okay, why this school? Why did you choose the United States? Why not do it in your home country? Why not this? Why not that? So you want to have like a basic information, and it's so drive the particular reason why you're going for your studies. So please keep that at the back of your mind. So if you've taken the IELTS exams, you literally know you have to study for that exam. It's like normal things that you know, but the way they will throw these questions at you, you'll be like, is it not something I know? Why is it twisted in this form? So please take into cognizance of that and put all your best foot forward. Just make sure you have all the information at the back of your hand. Know your program start date, know when it's going to end, know the kind of scholarship funding that the school gave to you, know what you'll be doing for the school when you get back there, know how much your school fees is, know where you'll be staying, just basic information that they would literally ask you at your interview. The next part of this video, I'm just going to be like giving you guys unsolicited advice. I mean, you didn't ask for it. So I'm just going to say this, and I feel like it's going to be helpful to anybody in this journey. I mean, it's my way of giving back, and I hope this helps. First off, I want you to put God first in this journey. There's no denying the factor that grace and luck plays in the visa application process. I tell you guys that for sure. Take it from me. It was in this moment I knew it's a lot, and you can't do this on your own. You need God, you need His strength, you need His guidance, you need His protection, and most importantly, you need Him to give you the strength to go through this phase. I mean, I hope that makes sense. So you literally need to put God first. If you have to fast, please do. If you have to sow seeds, please do. Whatever it is that would have you be at God's feet for this process, please do it. Don't get close to God just because you need something from Him. It has to be your way of life, it has to be your style of life. Like, if you don't do that before, cultivate that before you start the process. I just feel like you can't do all of this without God's backing, without God's strength, without Him, pushing you through. There were so many things in my journey that made me feel like I was at a roadblock. I felt like, what's going on? I submitted some documents. They're saying they are not seeing this. It was just I don't want to get into all of that, but my close friends and family could tell that it was a lot. There were so many obstacles that just kept moving me here, moving me there, and I'm like, no, God, this is not what you promised your daughter. So I best believe that in starting this process, hold on to God and draw near to Him. I mean, He's the only one that can guide you through until you make the right decisions and you're at the right place at your appointed time. I mean, when the time is right, there's nobody that's going to say, Jack, it's your time and you're going to go. Another advice I would say is, I earlier mentioned, start early. So if you're planning to go for your master's or PhD program in 2025, please start. If you're going for your program in 2027, start now. Start now. Then start preparing all your documents, because I know transcripts takes a lot of time in getting the school to get them ready for you. So if you need to now start texting your school, emailing them to prepare your transcripts, now is the best time. Don't wait till 2025 when you want to go. Don't wait till 2026 when you want to go. Start now. I'm going to say one thing that nobody told me in this process, and that's to let you know that it's a draining and daunting process, guys. Take it from me. It's going to take a lot from you. It's going to take your time. It's also going to take your mental health space. It's going to take your thoughts and the way you see things, and it's going to challenge you a lot. So just prepare your mind that, oh, I'm ready for this. This is something that I want to do, and I'm going to give it my all, bearing in mind that your faith is in God. Your faith be as little and tiny as the mustard seed, it really can move things. Like, just bask in that light that you've gotten that thing that you want, right? Just live in thanksgiving. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Like, in the case where the process gets daunting, act like you're living in your testimony and in your miracles and in your blessings. That's what I'm going to say. Mistakes in this process can cost you a lot. So pay attention to every document, every details that you're filling on any website, and be sure that you're filling the right things. Most especially once you get your I-20 documents and you now start applying for the visa, you have to be very careful on the things that you fill on the website. Make sure they tally with what is on your passport, your international passport, and what is on your I-20. Those two documents, you must not play with them. Also, during your interview, I would like to say, don't go there and look desperate. Go there, sound confident, answer the questions, but don't go there and look desperate. Best advice is don't go there and look desperate and give them the idea that, oh, you're very desperate, and if you don't get this, you will die. Please don't give them that notion. Also, you want to sell yourself and your experiences during your interview, and most importantly, even in your application process, when you're sending out emails to the schools, and also when you're sending out when you're writing your statement of purpose, and also when your letters of recommendations are coming in, you literally have to sell yourself and your experience, because that's what places you as the best candidate for the job, right? So yeah, I wanted to like make this video not just a sit down video, right? Like I have get to put clips of vlogs of basically B-rolls, BTS videos from my time. I wanted to document the whole process, but best believe that when you're in this journey, I say if you make videos to document the process, that would not even be in your thoughts. The first thing you want to do is I need to get past this phase. So yeah. I just hope that you guys enjoy this video. And it's been a minute I did sit down videos, to be honest, but I'm finding my footing with sit down videos. So I hope you enjoyed this one and it was helpful and you took quite a lot of tips from this video for your application process. And it's my prayer that whatever you put your hand into will be covered by the blood of Jesus, and His grace and His mercy will shine forth in your life, and your application process is blessed. You will get that which you're looking for, and you would also rejoice with your family. I mean, it's going to be your season of celebration. You would also give your testimony. I mean, congratulations in advance. Take it from me. Thank you so much for watching up until this point. I really do appreciate you guys, and thank you once again for subscribing and joining the family. Ah, let's get into the content that I have for you guys. I mean, I have made quite some videos before this one, but I'm like, let me throw this here before I start filling in you guys on my life here in US. So definitely after this video you're going to see all of that. So thank you so much for sticking up until the end of this video. I really adore you guys. Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.
Walk out the door in my little black dress. Been a long day and I need to de-stress. Sun sets behind downtown skyline. My headphones on, play my favorite song. Turn the volume up all the way on.